questions for Coach Hillsman. Let's start here on the inside in the second row, and then we'll go outside.
Hello again, Lindsey Kramer from the Post-Standard in Syracuse. Just to follow up what you heard me ask the young ladies, I know as a coach you don't look at a bracket and say, "Well, this high seed's gone, this high seed's gone. Let's pencil this in." But the fact is, on this side of the bracket in Lexington, a lot of upsets has really opened up the field for anybody right into that final slot. What does that mean for college basketball in general, and specifically for Syracuse University right now?
Well, I think it's getting closer. They're always preaching parity, and I think it's getting a little closer. But obviously, you have UConn, who's a very good basketball team, and they're dominant. South Carolina's a dominant basketball team, so it's Notre Dame, and you look at those teams, and those, two of those teams losing, it does say a lot about the game and where the game is going. And for us, it doesn't mean a whole lot because we got to win our games to get to that point. So we're not really looking ahead at the brackets, and I don't think it really matters much for us. The only thing that matters much for us is Tennessee right now.
We'll stay on that side in the second row. Then we'll come to you, John.
Dan Flesser, Knoxville News Sentinel. Coach, could you talk a little bit about your defensive philosophy? Have you always been a zone-type coach, and just what kind of challenges does that defense present for opponents?
No, I was a zone coach at all. I was a total full-court man-to-man pressure coach, but when you look out of your window and you see all those banners, and none of them are yours, and all of them are men's basketball and Coach Boeheim's, it kind of makes you start to peek downstairs a little bit when they're in practice. In our first year there, we had a lot of injuries, and I had one very good player, Nicole Michael. She was tremendous for us, and we had some other players that were solid, but I mean she was definitely our go-to player, and I was trying to find a way, to keep her out of foul trouble. And I just started watching Coach play. We started getting injuries. Got down to like 8 players. And I remember like it was yesterday, I walked in Coach's office. I had my book. I think I'm ready to go to this big zone clinic. I go, "Coach, I want you to tell me all about the zone." I said, "Why you play zone?" He goes, "So we can rest. We can't guard anybody. We just get back and we're going to rest and go out and coach shoot the ball." So, okay. So that was my zone clinics. So I went downstairs and just started watching practices and trying to figure it out. And then, as we started to play it, Coach kind of would come to me and say, "Hey, trap the short corner. Make sure you get the high post covered." And so he started giving me just little nuggets of things, and I'll try to get like one question in a year to kind of get my zone better. And over the time, we just really been developing into that, because you will go watch him every day and go watch their staff every day and how they break it down. I mean, he's the master at it. I mean, it's amazing. Just watching what they do day in and day out to prepare for it. And in games, I remember when they played Florida one year, and Florida was number one in the country, I said, "Oh my God, we're in trouble." Florida was like 4 for 37. Then they played Michigan State next. It was in the Garden. I said, Izzo's the best in-game coach. They were like 5 for 40, and he never panics. He never comes out of the defense, and he always say, people say, you got to get out of that zone and go man. No, just play a better zone. Nobody ever say you got that man and go zone because they're making shots. So we just try to stick to what we do. But Coach Boeheim is the best, and you got to watch the best in the business. And he totally converted me, and 10 years later, this is what I'm still doing.
We have one down the front here.
John Adams, Knoxville News Sentinel. Coach, were you working any harder than usual late in the game last night? It seemed like you hit every button just right with all your substitutions, offense and defense.
No, not really. It was kind of what we do. We're kind of a hockey subbing type team. We got to try to keep our players fresh. We really try to manage game situations when we can get our defense on the floor. Our best unit on defense, we'll do that, and vice versa for all offensively. But I just thought that I thought our kids just follow the game plan. They made it easy last night, but they really did everything we asked them to do.
Second row.
Hi, Lindsey Kramer from Syracuse again. I was interested, as you heard about your story from last night after that first exhibition game when you lost in overtime and thought, "This isn't for me." So my question is, 10 years later, how long did it take you to realize, no, this is going to be for me? And subsequently, how long did it take you to realize, I'm going to take a team to Elite Eight and possibly the Final Four?
Oh, no, I'm still quitting every day now. I'm quitting tomorrow. It's just it's one of those things, and it's what drives you. I always say I have my first press conference. I know you guys come from Syracuse, and I think you guys know the whole story from 10 years later. What's your goal? My goal is to go undefeated and win a national championship. It's my goal every year to start the season. Because I think that, why are you going to a press conference and say, we want to go 24-7 and hope we get into the tournament? Like that can't be your goal. And my goal is always to win a national championship, and it remains the goal. And, we have a special group of kids. We recruit all of our players to our system. I'm actively involved in recruiting all of our players because I want to know them. I want to be able to trust them when they get here, and it's just a great way to run a program, to be involved in. This is our goal, is to continue to move forward. And I always tell them, you guys got to take me there. I can't play. You guys got to play. I give them a lot of credit, man. They're taking me there, man. They're taking me on this ride. So I'm just riding their coattails into the next game.
Dan Flesser, Knoxville News Sentinel. Coach, Brittany alluded to this a little bit, but what do you see as the biggest changes or differences in this group from, say, maybe that November 20th game in Knoxville until now?
Well, I think it's just that, we're later into the season, and that's big. You can never substitute experience and game experience. We've had some big games, and that being a great game for us to play at Tennessee. I thought it was a good game. I thought Tennessee played really well, and I thought we played well. We didn't make shots in that game, but I thought it was a great game for us. I thought defensively we were pretty good and down the stretch. Butler had a wide open three on the wing to win it in transition, just to make the shot. So I think that just the experience from that game and playing the other big games that we played in the non-league has been big for us. So hopefully we can play better in this game.
Other questions for Coach? We'll take one here in the second row.
Obviously, Lindsey Kramer, Syracuse. Obviously, Syracuse is very excited to have two teams in the Elite Eight, and you heard one of your players talking about how cool it is. You go way back, or farther back than they do at least. What are your thoughts about, again, both teams reaching this pinnacle and maybe even farther?
I mean, it's like, what else can you ask for? I was teasing in the locker room, and then we were in there and we're cheering for the game. And I said, man, I sure hope Coach Boeheim wins, so he doesn't come in Monday and parallel park so I can get into my parking space. so it's big. Obviously you want both teams to do well, and I root for them. We were leaving the game last night and we're in the locker room, and we're 10 minutes later because we were watching the end of the men's game, and I heard Coach Boeheim's press conference, and he says the vice versa. I was watching the women's game. We really do root for each other, and I can tell you, Coach is a special guy. It's not too many places in the country where a men's basketball coach will allow you to work. A lot of men's basketball coaches can really stifle women's program, and he promotes our program. He does nothing to take advantage of our program to kind of put his foot down and kind of say, this is mine. I know when the Miller Center opened, he's the first one to call me and say, hey, we're splitting this building down the middle. Half's yours, half is ours. And he's just been amazing to me. I mean, he's allowed me to work. I can't praise him enough for that, because he can make it a difficult situation, but he makes it so easy for us. So we got to give him a lot of credit for our success too, because he's the master. I always tease him. I say, when the zone wins, it's on me. When the zone loses, it's on you, because it's your defense. So I'll take that one, and hopefully he doesn't get the credit for any of the losses over the rest of the season. Hopefully, we keep winning.
Other questions? Coach, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Good luck tomorrow.
Thanks.